Okay guys, I've got a bit of other gear this week. Some from my father, some from my grandfather. This bizarre looking thing. Those of you may know what that actually is. It's basically a reflector for a circuit of LEDs that come off on the road near my house. My father got it. Fortunately, you also got this 3.7 volt battery, 2000 milliamp hour. The battery's dead, but at least we know that this runs off 3.7 volts, which, you know, may come in useful in the future. The circuit board for it's sort of been cracked through there, but anyway, a bit of spares. I don't know if I showed this one or not. I think I might have. One of those ones you bust out the window with, cut your seatbelt off with. You don't put it in the centre console. Apparently the smartest place to put it is in the magazine rack, and nobody ever uses magazine racks in this country, although they build all the cars with them anyway. Oh yeah, a whole heap of brass lining crap which you've got to take inside. Now you might have seen this little thing, you know what they are, and this one which I've got to sort of be careful with. A lot of these bits are actually French made. It's a hydrometer and you know, one of those, you know, humidity and barometric pressure and all that sort of a thing. I thought it was just crappy Chinese made, but I think the outside might be Chinese made, but the instruments apparently are actually French made. So, this little tarp come from my grandfather. It's a heap of crap really, but better than nothing, because it is sort of just a plastic waterproof thing. How is this? That's the best we can get out of that one. I bought this in '92. I think it's 6 volts because the charger is 7.5 volts. It takes a total of 3 watts to charge the thing. Bit of copper wire, which I'll probably just throw in my copper wire heap. Bit of a deflection coil. Backpack off a vacuum cleaner. It had a vacuum cleaner mounted to it and the vacuum cleaner fried. It may come in handy, and I'll flip the bonnet and show you, flip the boot / trunk and show you what I got that is a sort of a little bit better than some of that. Quite interesting. You might realise that I'm basically throwing out some junk, or some junk's going to my father just to take in more junk. Some of you may know exactly what that is. Yeah, got that off the side of the road, along with a whole stack of extra cabling and a few transformer plugs. And my father gave me this. This actually works. It's one of the commercial backpack vacuum cleaners. The filter is a bit sketchy in it. Sort of looks a little bit sort of homemade out of another filter. So, yeah. May not last long. May if I can home make another one, but it is a working vacuum cleaner, and it is a backpack style one. And in case you didn't notice what that is, well, my father got another barbecue a while ago, and it looks as though I am picking up the old one. I haven't got the main big hoogla-magoog. Yeah, it's still sitting over there. I had all this crap still in the back of the car, so I haven't gone and picked it up as of yet, but that's basically for your burners with your Venturis and all your main thing with your grill and your jets and all your, you know, taps and piezo ignition and covers and drip tray, all that business. That's all still back at his place, but I shall get that another time. So there we go, out with some crap, in with some more. Okay guys, well, I've thought about this for quite a while, and subscriber suggested it, and I knew it was a real possibility, to remove warm air out of the roof space inside my house during the summer. And guess what else I just got? Long story, but it's a fully sealed 0.38 amp fan, all waterproof in there. So yeah, all I need to do is, I believe it's 90mm connection there, and just get a 90-degree bend. And yeah, I'll probably need a resistor. No, I might not. And I've got a little 10-watt panel that I've got on the backup shower that does nothing but pointlessly charge a few 6-volt sealed lead acids that are basically dead anyway. And all I need to do is just rip that 10-watt panel out and mount it to this, maybe with a resistor, maybe not, and just a single blade fuse holder, all of which I've got to keep in a jiffy box, or maybe even keep in the roof space itself. Yeah, then it'll all be a go, and I'll have this exhausting the whole time. And this is actually pretty much another one of the same. Yeah, another 0.38 amp 12-volt battery fan. A decent sized blooming fan, actually. I am going to take that. I don't know if I'm going to use it. And I've got the other one. You'll probably see it's an incl processor fan. I've got to work out what leads. I'm pretty certain by looking at some of the other fans I've bought what leads are your positive and your negative, but it ain't going to take me long to find out. They don't really have a red and a black or anything like that on this particular processor fan, but I'm pretty certain it's the two furthermost right of the 4 leads, and I'll be able to use that to basically draw air through the battery box that I've got that has the inverter inside it, so that when I'm running a 140 watt slow cooker, the little fins on the inverter warm up and they're stuck inside this plastic box out in the sun, which probably should be covered with a bit of shade cloth or something like that, but as a start I'm going to at least try and stick a fan on the back of that to vent the, get a bit of ventilation flowing and keep any hot air from building up inside that box that has a battery and an inverter. And of course I've got power source ready to go because there's the battery right there. So I'll do that with the Intel fan. Something else I want to show you too. This is something I've been nagged about taking for a long time. It's my childhood electronics stash. And I have nichrome heating coil wire out of a kettle. It's an alcohol burner out of a little science kit. I have numerous motors, and I'm pretty certain in all of this I've actually got a like about 8 to 12 stepper motors, which are hard to explain. They're a bizarre motor that will move, you got like your, whatever you call it, compass, protractor, whatever the friggin' hell it is. The thing with, that's 90 degrees. That's 180 the whole way around, it's 360. This is a motor that will move, you put power to it, but then you've got to pulse only a small amount of power through with another lead, and it will move 3 degrees every turn. Boom, 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 boom. It's for very controlled systems, and they are a godsend to come across because there are not many around these days. But back in the days of floppy disk drives, they all had them in the floppy disk drives, and I was tearing them out left, right and centre. And so I have about 8 or 12 of these things that are now sort of pretty hard to come by and can be very exacting for turning, well, on and off taps and, you know, ball valve taps and things like that. And, yeah. Sponge foam. And if I am not incorrect, there is even a VIC-20 computer in here. I'm not frickin' joking. It's damn near antique. And this should be full of electronic parts. Oh, when I get the top off. No, they're all gone. Oh, but I do have myself a big tangle of soldering wire that I probably snagged out of the electronics class at school. Little arcade game, couple of chips that I probably shouldn't be. Oh no, it's just old ROM chips. Nope, one of the keys off the VIC-20. Oh crap. I'm certain that's, oh yes, speaker. Oh God. Remember the smell of this? My grandfather made all this. This, I'm pretty sure, is full of resistors, if I'm not incorrect. Yes! Even the big bastards. Big bastards. Plenty of normal ones. Let's see if I can find this VIC-20. Well, tape drive, and the device itself. Oh, whoa! Hold up, bitches! Holy frickin' cow! I mean, you're only getting brushless cordless drills now, but that's brushless fan times holy smoke. Cast aluminium cover. Well, shit the bed. We are somehow not short of fans any longer. Ooh-hoo. Oh, baby. 0.14 amp. I may have just found the one that's going to go on the... Yeah, scrap that about the Intel fan, because I've already got one that's got black and red leads and takes less power. It's 0.14 amp. Yeah. Holy smoke, the crap you find, 0.18 amp. Good Windy Electronic Co. Limited. GWE, Good Windy Electronic. Gee, we know we're dealing with class and quality. Holy smoke. It is great. Those of you who don't know how to use all these, you have your long screws and they go through the holes, all 4 corners. Intriguementings. See if we can continue to find... Oh yes. Oh, I wish I wasn't using a potato can to show you the gloriousness of this old banger. Now, I'll get him out of the bottom. Oh, holy smoke. I got a real motor. And I believe that's DC too. Oh, holy smoke, that may actually take some power. There we go. Is the magical VIC-20. Missing 1 or 2 keys, one of which I know where is. That is basically antique. And they are pretty much a collector's item. Oh, stepper motors. Yes. What was I saying? Stepper motors. Only 4 inputs on that one. And you can feel it as you turn it. Click, 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 click. 3 degrees every time. That's a whole friggin' bag of them down there. Don't know if that one is. It probably is. Most likely. And it has this for a flat engine. That is an entire engine that is about ½ an inch thick. And that's also a stepper motor. I can feel it. 12 volts. Holy smoke. That also is about 3/8 of an inch thick. 1.8 degree turns, it says. NEC. And that is also a stepper motor. You can sort of feel it clicking. It's almost... Remember those little 2-vision hologrammy things you used to see in the 80s? Some of the swap cards they have in Australia, a bit like that. And you scratch your fingernail on it, and it feels the same when you spin this around. You can feel it sort of click, 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 click. You just can't get over how thin that is, man. That is thinner than my damn finger. And here's your traditional, these are out of your old 5 1/4 inch discs. You know, your ones that are like, not your 3.5 inch, which is sort of stiffer, but your other ones, it's like shit. It's like 2 bits of cardboard and a friggin' bit of magnetic disc in below. They would have the bigger drives like this. And that is also one Japan Servo Co Limited 1.8 degree / step. Yeah, another stepper. That's yeah, that's intriguing. And that is power cables and more power cables. Yeah, amazing what you find. I'd love to glean a wattage off this thing, or an amperage or something. This is a big SOB. Holy smoke. This may be a form of stepper motor. You see that black disc thing in there? That is not actually solid. That's got a whole stack of little, I can barely see it with my own eyes. It's got a whole stack of little clear grooves in it. And it goes through your sensor, which is your piece up here. And there's probably a light dependent resistor and a lens or something like that, and an LED. And this is also basically a stepper motor that runs off of that grey disc and with the slots inside that grey disc. This is a big bitch. But you know, like I'm saying, like you could get this commanded to turn exactly 90 degrees or 180 degrees, and then commanded to turn straight back again using just a little bit of very basic, very basic digital circuitry, and then you would turn on and off taps for you, ball valve taps remotely, off probably 12 volt DC power. That's what I'm talking about. There's no washer there or something. Yeah, anyway, here we go, party people. I don't know about you, but I'm partying. Star Battle! Made in Hong Kong. There was a time Hong Kong actually made things. Long ago, before they just become some sort of an import agent for mainland China. Let's the old beauty there. Vic 20. Oh, that's where your star battle will go in. One of these, I think one of these slots is for your tape drive or something. I think that's a power lead, someone hacked into it. One of these goes out to a box which then goes to UHF TV. And groovy. And actually worth having for the sort of antique-y computer market, because these are very highly sought after, especially if they work. I'm not too sure if this one does, because we had real issues with the screen box, but you know, these days people would just need the damn plug and some USB connection, and they could probably remodulate it and bring it up on the screen anyway. But yeah, very intriguing, and I'll put him on the top to save him getting crushed by everything else, to try and preserve the keys a bit. Tack all this crap up.